What's going on, guys? This is John Zakari, and today I want to talk about the Fire Emblem Direct that just wrapped up a few minutes ago at the time of recording this. There was actually quite a bit of info to come out of this thing, so I want to jump right into it. First up, the announcement of Fire Emblem Echoes, a game that's, quote, inspired by previous Fire Emblem title, Gaiden, which was only made available in Japan. The game has been updated to look similar to what we've seen on the 3DS, but unlike the Fire Emblem games we've been playing, this one offers an explorable world with dungeons and towns. There's also even a flexible progression system for the characters. During the showcase for this game, we got a glimpse of the third-person navigation, which presumably was taking place in a dungeon, at least that's what I'm thinking, and it seemed reminiscent of the current Shin Megami Tensei series. To me, this was the highlight of the event. I love Fire Emblem, and the exploration aspect is only going to add to the already amazing experience in my opinion. However, and isn't there always a however with me, the game comes out on May 19th exclusively for the 3DS. This is the first time I've really thought about the fact that there's going to be upcoming games exclusive to both the 3DS and the Switch, making me have to either choose which to bring with me for on-the-go play, or force me to bring two gaming devices. While I understand the 3DS's already grand install base, I would have liked to see this also be made available for the Switch. After this announcement, we did get a bone thrown to us as far as a Nintendo Switch Fire Emblem game, and that was pretty much just it. Acknowledgement that there will be a Fire Emblem game sometime in 2018. It's good to know that we'll be getting something built from the ground up for the Switch, but with it being January 2017 and no specification in terms of what the time frame for that 2018 release will be, this game seems incredibly far away. Then we got an extra 20 seconds or so look at Fire Emblem Warriors, showcasing Chrom smashing a few dozen enemy soldiers. The important thing here was what came at the end, the reveal of a fall 2017 release. I would have liked to have seen some emphasis put on that fall release at the initial Switch event. It actually makes me kind of wonder if after the largely negative reactions to the Switch launch lineup, perhaps some pressure was put on the developers to push this thing out sooner. Regardless, we've got something now accompanying Skyrim this fall, which I had pointed out as one of the weaker seasons for the Switch's first year, in my opinion at least. So that does give me some relief. A heavy hitter, an exclusive heavy hitter in fact, added to the Switch's 2017 lineup. Then this thing closed with a really in-depth look at Fire Emblem Heroes, the long-anticipated Fire Emblem game designed for smartphones. Many of you probably remember this being included in Nintendo's smartphone plans pretty much since the beginning. I'm not big into smartphone games generally, but I'd be in denial if I didn't say this does pique my interest. They're definitely going to be tapping into some of the more hardcore fans of this series, with this title offering up an abundance of characters from past Fire Emblem games to unlock and use to sort of build up your own dream team of sorts. Of course though, the unlocking of these characters, while doable in-game, how doable will remain to be seen until release, but it can also be done with, you guessed it, in-app purchases. Not to mention the fact that this is done in a sort of gambling way, in that the heroes you unlock are kind of random. From what was shown, you can do things to help your chances by focusing on unlocking characters with certain kinds of attributes, and the in-game currency costs to unlock characters goes down as you perform multiple unlocks, which is nice. To me, the main concern, as with most smartphone games, is the gameplay. Fire Emblem Heroes seems to play almost identical to the 3DS games, but on a much smaller scale. The maps all play out on an 8x6 tile grid, which yes, makes it well suited for smartphone touchscreen play, but I can't help but wonder how much this will impact the actual tactical strategy of the game. Those of you who have played the games will know that a lot of your success and failure relies on positioning and movement. With such small maps, I can't help but think that this aspect is going to be downplayed in favor for obtaining stronger characters and leveling them up. Still, This is the first of Nintendo's phone games that is piquing my interest right off the bat, and I'll certainly be following it very closely. Overall, I thought this was a solid Nintendo Direct. There's something Fire Emblem coming out for everyone in 2017. And while that big Switch Fire Emblem game isn't coming until 2018, at least it's coming. Perhaps Nintendo could bring Radiant Dawn to the Switch's Virtual Console during the interim to hold us over. That I think would be really nice. With the Fire Emblem games delivering continually awesome experiences on the 3DS, and myself being a pretty big fan of Hyrule Warriors, I feel like we could be in store for one of the best years this franchise has yet to see. With that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this Fire Emblem Direct in the comments. As always, I'm John Zakari, and thanks for watching.